I have to run well here today. I really need to win a race if I'm going to be back here running Busch Grand National full-time.
Oh, a crash in turn 2, John. We have 4, 5, 6 cars involved as others try to get through. Everybody seems to be rolling. Looks like Tom Peck, who carried one of our in-car cameras, is among those that crashed.
David Green, who is second in the point standings coming into this race, was one of those involved in the Slim Jim Chevrolet.
I believe that Bobby Donner may have been involved. His car over on the backstretch. Here's the replay. That's Green, Bonnet, Parsons, and Marlin there, and it happened in front of him.
Shauna Robinson just spins the car, and Phil Parsons goes in there. Also does Bobby Donner. There we see David Green spinning. That's Phil Parsons in the 18 car.
Somebody almost clipped Phil, but he got by, and here's the overhead shot, and you can see Shauna get sideways and pin Donner into the wall, and then others come along and join in.
And most of them simply had nowhere to go at the speed that they were running and as close as they were to Shauna.
It's a close call there, but whoever it was got by all right.
And you can see a lot of cars going between the cars that were spinning around. Dennis Setzer was one of those that got through that pack as well.
So on lap 5, we have a multi-car crash in the backstretch, and I believe the only car that didn't keep rolling is this one, driven by Bobby Donner.
26.7 seconds. Let's check in with John Turner. We're anticipating a 4-tire change for Joe Bessey. They will also make a chassis adjustment, and they will try to loosen it up. And, there's a crash on the backstretch. There will be a 2-tire change. Bessey is headed down pit road. His crew alertly saw the caution flag come out. Bessey heads down pit road.
So the getting in and out, even though they had a pretty good lead, I would say that he might be a lap down. We'll wait on scoring for that. We see the 20 car of Randy LaJoie going around here, backing into the wall, tapped it sort of lightly. Yeah, didn't hit it too hard.
And back down across the track, and Sadler spins.
Hermie Sadler had backed off the gas, or jumped out of the gas because someone had told me that LaJoie was spinning, and when he did that, it caused his car to spin out.
Here it is from the blimp. Sadler spinning off of corner number 2, and then he too slides down the track, crosses it, and narrowly misses somebody else.
And look how fast those cars are going by Sadler as he's practically stopped.
Bonnet seems to be a little bit stronger through 3 and 4. Marked that last time at least.
Whoa, Bonnet! Neil Bonnet, who we were complimenting on a great job in 3rd, smacks the wall and brings it down, and Ricky Craven spins behind him.
Craven doesn't look like he's hit anything too severely. I think his car is probably going to be okay. He'll just go down pit road and continue on.
Here it is again.
He's all alone there. Yep. And you see the back end just breaks loose all of a sudden on him. And around the Goodwrench Chevrolet goes, and he gets that outside wall. Don't know how hard. The smoke there sort of blinded us from seeing how hard he hit the wall.
Maybe we can tell on this angle. Yeah, he's running by himself, just broke loose. We've seen that a lot this weekend.
And that's exactly what's happened this week. All of a sudden, these cars just break loose as you come off the corner.
Now watch to the right. Ricky Craven should come into the frame here. He'll also be sideways. Still waiting. Well, I guess we didn't catch it. Anyway,
but
he did
spin.
Yeah, he did do a half spin and drove down pit road. Racing behind him.
Robert Preston got very high again and dropped back a few more positions.
Whoa! And Bodine is in the wall hard.
Either something broke on that car, a tire went down or something.
He just all of a sudden shot to the outside, and that car is sadly damaged, but Todd, we think we saw him moving around, so I hope he's okay. A little bit of a fire under the right front of the fiddle faddle car.
The fuel pump on a 350 Chevrolet is on the right side, so I'm sure they've broken one of the fuel lines off.
Well, I hope Todd is okay, because this just happened so suddenly.
He goes in the corner, and the car just veers and goes straight into the wall.
No time at all to hit the brakes or react.
I mean, you go from 180 miles an hour to practically stopped.
Yeah. The angle at which he hit was fortunate, really. It's bad to hit the wall at any angle going that fast, but
he was a little higher than you normally would be going in that corner. See how he was, at least he was that much closer to the wall. Jerry Punch, you know anything about Todd Bodine yet?
I just spoke with Clyde McLeod, the crew chief here for the Fiddle Faddle car. He has been told by other crews that apparently as Todd went into the turn, he cut a right front tire. The right front tire went down, and that's why the car veered abruptly into the wall. They have not been able to speak with Todd Bodine by radio, but that could also be just because the radios may be out inside the car. But that's apparently the problem. A right front tire being cut down, and suddenly the impact was very violent and vicious up there in the turn. As we have a
That was the last lap, and it could be this way at the last lap. Who knows?
Another field summary showing you where your favorite driver was running last.
Oh, and Mark Martin spins.
Boom, into the wall.
Stay up okay now. Come down and let other cars get by. It's amazing. We've seen a number of spins here right in the middle of the pack, and everybody gets by.
And we see Mark Martin moving around. He's calmly taking the steering wheel off.
Well, another crash has cost a competitor. In this case, it's Mark Martin.
Okay, you got a car coming up on the outside. That takes the air off of the outside of there. There's the 97 car right behind him taking the air off the rear. He just didn't have much down pressure on the back of that Winn-Dixie Ford, and it simply got out from under.
And from the Bud 1 airship, we'll take a look overhead, flying about 1,000 feet in the air. Here's how it looked.
See what Ned's talking about. The two cars on the outside. The 97 car on the behind the bumper just takes it downforce off the back of that Winn-Dixie Ford, and around it goes and backs in the wall.
I think the 2 car up on the outside did more damage as far as taking the air away than the 97 car back there did, and Mark there wasn't anything he could do about it. He really was in a position, and round she went.
Well, Mark Martin is okay. He got out of the car under his own power, took a look at it, walked to the ambulance. He'll have to go in for the mandatory checkup. Now, welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Slick 5300. Joe Bessey in 97 now putting some heat on Ward Burton for the lead. They're side by side into the corner.
Taking a look. Oh, and they made some contact down there just a little bit.
Oh, and he spins.
Oh, no.
How many times have we seen this weekend? Joe Bessey got the lead and then lost it.
And here it is again as they go into the turn. You see, it looks like the right rear of Bessey's car might have caught the left front of Ward's car, and then he comes up on the car to put a lap on the 81 car there, and air does some funny things when you get around other race cars, and they have a little bit smaller spoilers on these cars than they've had in the past. They started at Charlotte when they raised the cars up a little bit and smaller spoilers, and you see it just the back end gets out from under him. Ward does a good job of moving down to the inside.
He barely missed him, I'll tell you that.
Yep. Here's another angle.
We can see just how close these guys are. And see the 81 car, he had to move up the racetrack just a little bit. He moved up right in front of the 2 car. And
boy, that was so close.
Yeah, the air that the 2 car took off the rear spoiler took that downforce away. And it was close.
Yep, it sure was. Well, the end result is Joe Bessey has crashed out of this race and no longer is a threat to win. And now we see the medical staff there trying to extricate him from the car. We'll get a report on his health. Once again, under caution in the Slick 5300.
With finishing second because it's obvious he can't catch Ward Burton. But there's cars behind him who can't catch him. Oh, another crash.
The 59 and the 23. That's Dennis Setzer. We were just talking about it there a moment ago, and that's Chad Little in the car number 23.
Both of them are going to drive on, but the caution comes out. Looks like Setzer may not be able to continue. Here is the replay.
Here we see Setzer come off the corner.
Looks like he gets tapped from behind by Chad Little.
It looks like there was a little bit of a tap on the 23 car, and we see Larry Pearson barely getting by these fellas.
I think maybe Pearson had some damage on the front end of that car, so he may have gotten into Chad. Anyway, it has resulted in Little and Setzer against the wall. Here it is from our speed shot.
How about that?
How about that? And from Bud 1, the airship.
Well, you can see they work, and you're right, Bob. I think Larry Pearson did get into the back of Chad Little, So those three cars were running very tight coming off the turn and got together. And a good run stopped here for Dennis Setzer, who's scheduled to drive that car full-time next year, replacing Robert Presley.
There we see Dennis Setzer. That's him taking his helmet off as he looked at the right side of the car. Just see how much damage was done.
It has been a wreck-filled race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It isn't over yet. We'll be back for the finish in a moment.